University spent about $2 million rehabbing the Jordan River this past year.
The Jordan River is famous for many things. However, there's been a scary change in the river's condition in recent years. Jordan is losing water and getting drier. Scientists are making new discoveries and people are wondering what this means. Stay with us until the end of the video to find out what was found and what it means. But before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for regular updates. Let's get started. Christian travelers recognize the Jordan River. It borders Jordan, Israel, the West Bank, and southwestern Syria. River sources are Hasbani, Hasbaya, and Banyas. This caused the river to dry up and flood nearby areas. Jordan's plains are 24 kilometers wide. The acid terraces form a tangle of ravines that look like a lunar landscape, and in the Hula Valley, the River Jordan is 60 meters deep and 400 to 3,000 meters broad. The Jordan Valley does not have this advantage because the River Jordan is largely symbolic of spirituality to Jews and Christians. Jordan is sometimes described as the glorious end of a tunnel where peace, abundance, freedom, and liberation await after hardship. The Jordan River is significant to Christians and Jews, and many Jews familiar with the Old Testament think it's a place where signs and wonders happen. Miracles occur. After all, there are several mentions of the River Jordan in the Holy Book for Christians. It serves as a medium where the heavenly beings visit, especially for healing, for the Jews. It's a place of connection from God to man. To date, despite the occurrence, it's held many people's faith as an assurance of hope, healing, and God's blessings. Because of this Old Testament occurrence, pilgrims worldwide visit and dip in the Jordan River to get health, blessings, and even a glimpse of God. Since falling into the river, its symbolism has helped heal the needy and sick. Israeli environmental researchers dislike this because untreated sewage from Israel pollutes the Jordan River. The river is drying up since most of the water is diverted for household and agricultural use. The only thing that could save it is more water from the Sea of Galilee and the Yarmouk River. Israel denies Jordan's greatest tributary. This research claims that the river is safe for pilgrims' baptisms and healing ceremonies. The Water and Irrigation Ministries redirected and advanced water irrigation in 2012 due to Jordan's hosting of Syrian refugees. The additional population increased water demand and use, which led to the Water for Life master plan. River damage is an extremely constant and unstoppable flow of saline water, sewage, and untreated wastewater into the river compared to its glorious beginning. The river's state is in ruins, which might be irreversible if not properly treated. Most locally generated wastewater is left to be absorbed by the soil surrounding it. Despite Syria and Palestine's illegal usage of Jordan's river basin water, it has to be developed. According to 2016 FAO statistics, Israel uses this water body the most. Jordan's total agricultural applied water productivity was 194 m cubed to T, while Israel's was 267 m cubed to T. The state uses between 580 and 640 mcm of water annually, but there aren't enough resources to maintain the river. Unsurprisingly, the river's quality and quantity have declined dramatically. Agricultural water is rinsed off plant remnants and the water is salty. The worst contamination occurs near the river's basin, where saline water leaking from below is blamed by environmentalists for the Dead Sea's recent decrease. Since Jordan's basin water diversion and pollution, the Jordan River deposits around 1,200 to 1,300 mcm into the Dead Sea annually. The Dead Sea's water level naturally decreases. Around Jordan's valley, climate and physical factors enable animal farming and crop planting. Farmers cultivate crops and plants on several parts of the land. Due to the decrease in rainfall in this region, water diversion for agricultural purposes has negatively affected Jordan's basin as growth and development occur in the area. Over the years, several new communities and infrastructure, industrial facilities and warehouses, and the transformation of natural land into agricultural land, with the added population dependency on overpumping Jordan's water, have reduced groundwater and natural springs flow. As the Dead Sea's water level drops, the River Jordan, which once supplied 1.3 billion cubic meters of clean, healthy water annually, now supplies 100 million cubic meters of sewage, dead plants, and agricultural waste. The sea bottom has a vast, thickly layered layer of salt and a sinking band of the salty sea that could become a major land danger. Climate change indirectly increases long-term evaporation risk. SST near us, surface winds, and solar radiation, one of climate change's major contributions to the dryness and shrinkage of the sea, also diminish rainfall and increase dryness, which warms the region around it, resulting in a hotter Dead Sea and greater evaporation. The litter and water left are then a struggle among the living population in the area. If this continues, the density will eventually disappear with no quick reversal solution. Given the changing color of the Dead Sea over the years, the density has been managed by authorities in the hope that the increasing hazards would be stopped. But something discovered recently has changed the whole story. Many faith believers believe it's the biblical turning of the sea into RAD, or the start of the apocalypse. Whatever the situation, Jordanian Water Ministry ordered specialists and researchers are quickly determining the problem. In a report, the head of the Al-Quran Council's Water and Agricultural Committee, Vadi Al-Huamos, stated that lagoons isolated from fresh water tend to change color. He also suggested that algae and iron oxide in the water may be factors. If this were the case, something else could have contributed to the color change later after the press release. Officials reported that the presence of iron oxide in the water could account for the strange color change, although the rapid change or iron oxide's presence in the pool could not be explained, as this is the second time in 2 years that this has occurred. There's only much to be said about curiosity and anxiety among the locals. The disintegration process of the seabed underneath increases the danger of sinkholes, putting infrastructure, vegetation, and agriculture at risk of collapse. The sinkholes are most present in the western and eastern parts of the lake and are the reason for a large amount of salty, cracked, and dry areas in the region. Previously, these bodies drew the attention and excitement of many tourists. The beautiful and relaxing place was the major attraction of Jordan to the rest of the world. But these sudden openings and breaking of ground in and around the bank areas have become an increasing danger to human lives. Many warning signs have been posted. Since the 1970s, scientists and researchers have noticed sinkholes, which are long-term hazards. As sea shrinkage has increased, overuse and mining of mineral resources in these areas have been halted to address the growing danger. Israel's Dead Sea geologist Eli Ratz, who studied the sinkhole, found that many craters are formed along seismic fault lines in the Jordan Rift Valley. Because the fault lines dissolve, they're mobile and can join in with freshwater activities. The Jordanian government has proposed ways to prevent or reverse this. The most widespread preventative approach is digging canals from the Red Sea to the Dead Sea. Israel and Palestine would contribute seawater to the Dead Sea to create energy and supply their own electricity. The ancient tanks of biblical fragments could be traced as far back as 2,000 years during the Jews' revolt against the Romans. The scroll details the books of the 12 minor prophets, including Zechariah. Another incredible, terrifying CT scan revealed a child's semi-mummified body dated at 6,000 years. The world's oldest basket was unearthed with the child's skeleton and partially preserved skin, tendons, and hair. Researchers say the basket is 10,500 years old. After evaluating lengthy soul cores retrieved from the Dead Sea, it was determined that considerable parts were formed of salt, indicating that the density had reduced and the sea's bacindra were dry. According to a 2011 discovery, this is not the first time the Dead Sea has experienced an almost total drying up, at a time when the sea had shrunk to almost a point of no reversal. A core of about 450 meters long was drought. It had a 45-meter long soil-covered area and was told by several pebbles forming a layer from a naked-eye view. It could easily be observed that it had formed as far back as centuries ago. When research results were obtained, it was discovered to be about 250,000 years old. The research also disclosed an awaiting drier and warmer period in the sea region if climate change persists. The remains of the Dead Sea would be sewage and agricultural remnants. There might still be little hope for the drying Dead Sea, since serious recovery measures have been put in place to ensure this not lost to man-made and climate change decline. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your point of view, these discoveries have become an addition to the few solved mysteries. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to share and press the bell icon for more regular updates.